Hey, I'm Michael Eckstein, and the hat is back. Unless, of course, you're listening to this as a podcast, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. So sorry. I love shiny new toys in my business, specifically software. There's something about automating away all the menial tasks, the drudgery that I love. I could easily do it myself, but I want to get rid of it, get it off my plate because I hate those tasks. And a year ago, I was looking at software called Mixmax, which can automate a lot of tasks related to cold outreach, sending emails to cold prospects. And I was looking at it because I was trying to be a guest on more podcasts. And being a podcast guest has a lot of benefits. It exposes you, your brand, your company to new audiences that have never heard of you. It helps get backlinks for that SEO magic. And I was hoping it would help me get more subscribers for my newsletter. And I'd read a whole bunch of guides, done a whole bunch of research, and I'd finally landed on this really great guide by a guy named Jason Bay, and there'll be a link down below. And in the guide, it was one part personalization and one part automation. He used tools like Mixmax and Vidyard to automate a lot of the drudgery. And of course, I wanted to automate the drudgery. So I was looking at these tools and I checked out Mixmax and I had realized I would need the $50 per month tier to do everything I needed. And $50 a month is quite a bit for something that's not a core part of your business and you're just kind of trying out. And yeah, okay, I can deduct it. But at the end of the day, that's money out of my pocket. When I'm trying something new, I want to run it as lean as possible, see if it works, then make the investments. And I was just thinking like $50 a month, that's like twice as much as my CRM. Then I had a light bulb moment. I was like, wait a second, my CRM, maybe that can do a lot of it. And as I kind of dug into it, I realized that it could do like 80, 90% of it. It could, personalize emails. It could create tasks as I moved the podcast deal down my pipeline. It could create new emails for me to send out. It could create new tasks for me to take care of. And it could really do a lot of the drudgery for me. So I just spent an afternoon and I built out all the automations and pipelines I would need in my CRM. And this is why we need to audit our software because software nowadays is so incredibly feature rich that we forget what we're even paying for. We forget all the features we have access to. And for example, with accounting software, even the cheapest, freest accounting software can do things that was science fiction 50 years ago. For example, now the freest types of software can download transactions right from your bank, and you just have to categorize them and it's taken care of. 40, 50 years ago, you're doing that manually. And if you pay for an accounting software, something like QuickBooks Online or Xero, now you can take pictures of your receipts. It will scan it, pull the data out of it, keep a copy in your accounting records. And they have relatively recently very basic cash flow forecasting tools in the accounting software. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you needed to have a separate software to do that. Now it has the very basics in the accounting software. Everything across the board is super feature rich. That includes, your sales software, your marketing, your project management, your task management, your payroll, your everything. Everything is super feature rich. And you need to regularly audit your software to make sure you're not missing out on some of these features that would either be a huge benefit to you or that you've possibly grown into needing some of the features. For example, with my CRM, I didn't have that use case when I bought it. When I originally bought the CRM, it was just purely to track communications between clients and potential new clients. But here, a year or two later, I had a whole new use case, right? And auditing your software helps you find these cool little features that can help you out, right? And then the second thing is, while you're auditing the software, you might find that maybe you're paying for too much, maybe too many softwares, maybe too expensive of a software, too robust of a software, right? Maybe you should downgrade the software. And that's something we don't really talk about. In personal finance, everyone says, get rid of the Netflix subscription. Well, in the business space, all of these SaaS softwares tend to have multiple tiers. Cheap, middle, most expensive. Maybe there's 4 or 5. I don't know. It depends on the software. And it's possible that you're using too expensive of a tier and you could downgrade, keep all the features you need, and save yourself some money every single month. Or maybe you need to transition to a totally different software altogether. For example, a CRM. There's a lot of very expensive CRM tools out there that are well over $100 a month, but maybe you just need something simple, a $10 a month, a $20 a month CRM. And by auditing your software and realizing you don't need all the crazy features, and then transitioning to a cheaper software that you're actually making full use of, you save quite a bit of money that goes, straight into your pocket, right? So audit your software, audit your tech stack. And if you liked this email, you would have, well, if you like this video, sorry, getting ahead of myself. If you like this video, you would have loved the email it came from that I wrote a year ago for my newsletter, the best damn small business newsletter on the internet, according to my mother, and like 15, 20 separate, independent third party arm's length reviews, right? Not all my mom. Other people like it too. Link down below. Check it out. And remember, until next time, don't commit tax fraud, all right? Bye bye now.